Oh, didn't see you there. This is just what I normally do. Shirtless in my own gym, why else? And I noticed one of you complained about my nipples in the previous video poking out of my t-shirt, so I did a one-up this time. You're welcome. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is what I normally look like. Alright, howdy folks. Sorry about that. Just a little bit too much pre-workout today. But back to our informative series. Last time we did the 5 basic steps of the overhead press. And I told you we're gonna skip now to the advanced series. So today I'm gonna go over 1, what you should be doing with your elbows as you press and the bar path. So from here to here. 2, breathing techniques. For example, when should you breathe? Down here or up here? All right, 3, now that you're up here, how do you bring the bar back down? So guys, I'm assuming you watched our previous video on the 5 basic steps of the OHP. Please take a look, we'll link that down below. So I'll just recap that really fast. So first is always the grip, try to have a little internal rotation. Then it was the breathing bracing, so big chest breath. Close your ribs with your abs flexed, scapular retraction, bring yourself below the bar, and unrack. Then after the unrack, whether you walk it out or just lift it off of safeties like I just did, make sure that you have a little bit external rotation with your feet so you could flex your glutes. And then of course, the press. All right, so guys, I'm gonna assume that at this point, you're at the 4th step. You're right about to press. So what should you be doing with your elbows? Okay, first when you unrack, you had to retract your scapula, right? But don't just retract your scapula and shoulders back. Make sure you're pushing your elbows forward. So it's kind of a paradox. You're squeezing your shoulder blades back, but pushing your elbows forward. At this point, your goal, after you've tucked your elbows forward, is to press the bar. But in order to do that, you don't want to press it just linearly up, right, in a straight line. You gotta actually imagine that it's being pressed at an angle behind your head. So from here, starting position, to here, it wasn't just straight up and down, it was actually angled a little bit backwards. In order to get the correct bar path, you gotta get your chin out of the way, because ideally, if my chin's like this, I'll be pressing the bar right into my chin, right? If I'm gonna go at an angle behind my head. So how do I do that? Well, 1, you gotta make a double chin face, meaning tuck your chin in like this. So try to make yourself look as fat as possible, like a triple, quadruple chin, like uglier the better, okay? Second step is after you make your double chin face, you have to angle your head a little bit backwards. So not this, not all the way back, just about 30 to 40 degrees. Pretend you're looking at a clock on the wall, kind of in front of you, but at the top of the ceiling, somewhere around there. Chin, angle, press the bar behind your head, not straight up toward the ceiling. All right, so we got our elbows tucked forward, chin, double chin, angled up, still holding my breath from before. I press. But how do you press? So of course, again, keep it close to your face. Elbows are tucked more forward. So here, and right around this point, when it's passing your eyes to your forehead and you push your head through, that's when you want to begin flaring your elbows. So this is tucked, this is flare. So at this point, I'm gonna flare with an internal rotation even more. So press close to the face, begin to flare while pushing the head through. So the final step of bar path and elbows would be, when you're at this position and beyond, again, head through flare. But what do you do at the top? You don't just raise it here. You want to shrug, meaning flex your traps and neck through as much as possible. In this position, you should be able to hold a lot of weight without using much energy. In fact, over here, if my elbows are locked and my shoulders are shrugged, my traps are flexed, I can breathe freely. I can have a conversation with you if you'd like here. No problem. Advanced technique number 2 would be how to breathe during reps versus 1 RM attempts. Well, the first video pretty much showed you how to do 1 RM attempts. And you'd be holding your breath, right? You do all the steps, big breath, walk it out, and then do that 1 rep on the same breath. Now be careful, please. OHP is very demanding in terms of blood rushing to your head, and if you tense your neck too much, you might pass out. OHP is dangerous like that, kind of like the deadlift. But it is most optimal to get your breath before your first rep, if possible. But if you feel like you pass out all the time, then it's okay to, of course, breathe at the bottom. It's just probably not the optimal, tightest state. If you're breathing for reps, what do? So first rep is the same. Pretend first rep is a 1 RM attempt. Exact same setup. Imagine you're lifting your heaviest weight possible. So I do my whole setup, then I press. Okay. Now if you're breathing for reps, this is where it differs. Always breathe at the top. Why? You're able to take a bigger breath in this position. So you can see me, I can go, and I can brace. I could do the same thing I do at the bottom, open my ribs a little bit, keep my abs tight. But if I breathe at the bottom, this is a very tiring position. I have to use my energy just to keep the bar here. And my chest can't take in much air because my arms are folded like this and the bar is weighing my chest down, so I can only take a shallow breath. This is not bad, but it's not the optimal position. So again, during reps, breathe here. Also, you don't want to leak energy. So, although this is a pretty easy position for me to stay in, it's not zero energy, right? I still have to keep my triceps and traps locked out. So don't wait here. Take your breath very quickly and proceed to the eccentric, meaning allow the bar to come down. First rep. One final tip for breathing is if you're capable, you do want to do as many reps on your first breath as possible. However, when you go heavy, meaning probably anything in the 5 reps and below per set, I wouldn't recommend doing more than 1 rep per breath because it's kind of dangerous. Like I myself, I always have to take 1 breath per rep at the top, even when I do like 8 reps and below, or I feel like I have no blood to my head. Even though I've practiced it many times, sometimes I feel like passing out. It depends on you. For example, our coach, CK, when he does high rep sets, he takes 1 breath and he can do like 10 reps. But for me, I would take a breath for every single one of those 10 reps. So it's up to you. Experiment, be safe. Don't do anything stupid and pass out just because you want to hold your breath for too many reps. Advanced tip number 3 is how to control the bar on the way down. So let's assume that you've done everything up until this step, right? Elbows locked, triceps, traps flexed, shrugged out. You take your breath, you go, now what do? Don't just let the bar drop uncontrolled. Do the opposite of what you did on the press movement itself. So I did internal rotation on the way up and allow my elbows to flare on the way to the bottom. First my breath. And then I want to dodge the bar with my head. So I actually have to lean my head back, get back into that double chin position. And now I'm doing an external rotation, meaning I'm tucking my elbows forward and I'm loading my lats. So I'm catching the bar by squeezing my lats together. I'm not just letting it drop. So from here again, breathe, head dodge, double chin tuck in, load the lats while you tuck your elbows in and bring it down to the original pressing position. Just imagine bringing it back to the same starting position. What does that mean? Elbows should be more forward, not back. And as you guys can see, after doing all those reps, the same exact spot on my upper chest right below my collarbone or my clavicle, it's getting red because of the knurling on this bar. So be very consistent where you hit your chest, or even if you don't hit your chest for your reps, at least make sure it has the same exact bar path for every rep. All right, so now that we've gone through all the basic and more advanced steps, I'm just gonna do one quick run through of everything from beginning to the end with a couple reps. All right, so first, got my internal rotation on the grip. Then I get my big breath and brace. So scapular retraction, chest closed. 3, the unrack, 4 the feet, 5 the press, but now the advanced steps. I'm going to chin tuck, angle up with my head a bit, elbows forward, press, breathe at the top. Eccentric load with external rotation. Pause, same thing with the chin. Press. Alright guys, so that concludes the video. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, if you like, please press like on the bottom, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. If you have any recommendations for next time, let me know. Stay tuned for the next video. In that video, I'm going to be going over a programming guide for overhead press and shoulder accessories. So stay tuned. Bro, supersetting here, come on.